Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
I don't know who is here, obviously, but I'm just going to jump onto the Discord to let everyone know that we are live. And how's everyone going? Let us know how you're going, what you've been up to, and how you're going with the book, because I'm glad to see that I'm not the only person who has not actually read it yet.
Yeah,
Or not
delayed.
finished it yet, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But I
give
have
me a
read it
second.
before, so
Yes, of course. I
it is
forgot
a
that you
reread
had
for
read
me.
before. So that will. I mean, we could, if people want to. There's no one here, so. But if people wanted to, we could talk about it, and I could just finish it off later. It depends on where people are at.
Oh, no.
But
I'm good with finishing it now. And
okay,
just
yeah, cool.
a bit more.
That way,
So,
it's finished.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it will be better. But how are you enjoying it, or how are you?
I'm really enjoying it. I think it's fantastic.
Such a great
Did
book.
you? Yeah, you're enjoying your second read of
Yeah.
it.
Yes, I am. I am actually tabbing favorite bits and
Oh, cool.
like foreshadowing moments and things like that, because I think it is, now that I'm rereading it, really well plotted. Like certain things keep cropping up again, and it's very well done. So
Yeah, I definitely agree.
yeah. Which chapter are you on? I was about to start chapter 33.
I am. Hang on, bear with. Chapter 33. I'm halfway through chapter
Amazing.
33.
We're on the
What
same
about?
chapter.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. That's
That's
funny.
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have got just under 50 pages
Yep.
left to read.
Yep.
Um,
Same.
so I should be able to finish it in an hour. So there are a couple of people here now. So hello, welcome. For those that don't know Manny, this is Manny. Point the right way, Mel. And her channel is in the description, so please go and subscribe. And if you have not subscribed to me yet, please subscribe to me as well. And for anyone that isn't aware, who may have jumped on just because, we are reading the hymn to Dionysus. And same book, yay, the same cover. And it turns out that not everyone, most people have not quite finished it yet. So I'm glad that I'm not alone. Maddie has read it before. She's rereading it. So, I mean, it depends what people want to do, but I did suggest in the Discord that we spend the first hour or so actually finishing the book, and then we can have a discussion about the book. Manny's happy to do that. Let me know if you guys are happy to do that, because I think that would be a good thing to do for me personally, because otherwise I don't know when I'll finish it. And also then I can talk with authority about what I've actually read.
Yes.
So yeah, let me know. But I think that is the plan, if everyone's okay with that. Hello. Yes, it is my first time reading this author. The Kingdoms was my first time travel alternate history. I don't know what that is, but that's okay.
This is another Natasha Pulley book. It's my favorite, I think. I don't know. I have read every Natasha Pulley book, like every single
Okay.
one. I'm a big fan. I
Yeah.
actually got a tattoo based on the kingdoms on my arm. It's I
Oh
don't know,
wow, cool.
a lighthouse,
Yeah.
and it is travel alternate history, and it's so good. And I love it. But yes, this one is another contender for a favorite because yeah, Greek mythology retelling was always going to be great for me, and yeah, but I
Yeah,
love the
I
book.
obviously love a Greek mythology retelling. I actually have The Watchmaker of Filigree Street on my
Yes,
TBR that I have had on my TBR for a ridiculous amount of time at this point. And I keep being like, I should read that book, and then not. And then I remember you talking about it at some point
yes,
in a video and being like, this is amazing. And I was like, okay, I really obviously need to read it. And I still haven't yet, but But now it's further up the list because I've been reading this one and loving it so much. Hi, kitten.
Yes. Hi, Shuri. Yes, you can come. She gets very jealous when I start talking to the camera or whatever. It's amazing. Like she hears me talking and she just has to appear.
That's so cute.
Yeah. You're going to see her tail all the time now. But yes, The Watchmaker Filigree Street is her I can't speak. Her first book. And I also love it a lot. Like that's always going to be a favorite because it's, I don't know, it's so good.
Awesome. Well, I
yes,
definitely am excited.
I don't want to spoil anything about it, but there's so many, there's themes that she explores in those books that I particularly enjoy. So yeah, that's why I like it so much.
Okay, cool. Well, I did, think it sounded amazing. That's why I picked it up, obviously. And then you know how it is. You pick your books up and then you're like,
oh, yes.
I'll read this at some point. Pulley is so underrated. Yeah, I have not heard many people talk about her. And now that I'm reading this book, I'm like, she's an awesome author. Like, why do not more people talk about her? We'll have to do a
I'm on a mission to make everyone read Natasha Pulley at this point. So
we'll have to just be like, right, everyone's reading. Come on, hurry up. Maybe this should be the Natasha Pulley fan club book club.
Yes, I would. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know how well that would actually go in terms of getting many people to join, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Mouse House is a sci-fi. Okay. Yeah, it seems like she writes a lot of different genres and different things, which is amazing. I think authors that can do that are incredible.
Yeah, that was like her first big departure, I would say, because her first 3 books are more, 4 books maybe, are more like historical fiction with like some magical realism there.
Okay.
And then The Mars House is sci-fi. Oh, and there's one that is actually just straight up historical fiction. I just remembered. The Half-Life of Valery K. That is set in Soviet Russia, and it's about a nuclear physicist or something like that, if I remember correctly. And that one is also so good.
Amazing.
But again, so yes, she can definitely do it all, I guess.
Yeah, it's incredible. I think a copy. You have a copy of Watchmaker as well. It's my first Pulley. Not finished with, but really enjoying it. Yeah, I think it's great.
I'm excited for liking the book because
yeah, it's so good. Maybe we could do a buddy read of Watchmaker at some point. Okay, so let's do an hour reading. Hopefully that will be enough time for everyone to finish the book. And then if you're close to finishing, obviously I know not everyone's close to finishing. And then we can have a chat about it. And then, we'll also... I'm going to let you all know what the next 4 books to choose from are. So that's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I started Half-Life for a book club, but I had to go back. Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
That's annoying. Were you enjoying what you were reading of it? What you had read of it? Okay, I'm just going to share my Pomodoro kitty.
Yay.
Who's all set up to go. All right, so if everyone's happy with that, we will get started on our sprint and then we can do the actual live show part of the live show in an hour. So happy reading, and if you finish the book and you want to do something else, happy whatever you are doing instead. All right, see you soon, guys.
See you in a bit. I have 1 page left.
I need a few extra minutes. I've got about 6 pages left.
I got 1.
All right, let's make it an extra few minutes. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Sorry. I am here.
Hello.
Hello. How did everyone go? Did we finish?
I did.
Yay, me too.
It's
Yes.
so good. I love it so much.
So good. I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad.
I'm really glad I read that. It was really great. Obviously, Manny and I loved it. What about everyone else? Tell us what you thought in the comments. I don't really have anything in particular that I wanted to. I don't have questions or anything set out. I didn't like plan any specific things. I just thought we could just generally chat about what we thought of it and what we liked or didn't like or all of that sort of thing. So as I may have said twice now, loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoy her writing style. I really enjoyed the way that she wrote the character. I thought the character was really well done. And I really like the way that it was from Phaedrus's point of view rather than Dionysus's point of view. I just thought that added a really interesting element to the whole story and made it feel like a real story rather than like a myth, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a human being stuck in this world and he has no idea what's going on.
Just
things that happen to him and his very human reactions.
I really enjoyed that. When I first started reading it, I started making some notes in my phone, but then I just got too into it and didn't kind of end up continuing. My first thought, and after the first couple of pages, my first thought was like to take note of was I really love the way that she captured the way that adults think that kids think. Like, I don't know if it's actually how kids think because I haven't been one for so long, but it's definitely how adults think kids think. And I loved the way that she like wove myths in with the facts of what were happening to the kid in the story, which is how kids think. Like, everything has the same amount of weight with a child. Like a myth will have, or a story of a religion, or a belief will have the same weight as like seeing a bird or whatever. But obviously things that are immediate to them, that are happening to them, have the biggest weight. Like, they are more important than what was happening in the world, or so I really like the way I thought she captured his different stages of life really well, and captured his different experiences really well. And I also wrote down the quote, this again when I was first few pages in. I just loved this quote about babies. Grown-ups could play with babies whenever they wanted. They could even make one if they wanted. But here I was getting rained on and not allowed to play with the baby even a little bit, and no one even seemed to realize it was unfair. I just absolutely love that.
It's so cute.
So cute.
I like a lot how he immediately loves babies and he's drawn to them, and he's nice to kids and everything, and the way that he's brought up by Helios, I don't know, it seems like it shaped him. And I like how the story is told in chronological order as well. You can really see exactly what happened, and then this is what happened next, and how all of that shaped him until we get to like Thebes, and he's he's very messed up, but we know why. Like,
Yeah.
it's not something that it's dropped on you and you don't understand why this man is so bent on calling a god to get revenge on him. Like,
Yes, yeah.
what is that state of
Exactly.
mind? Yeah.
What are you doing? Do you
Yeah.
have a death wish? And it's like, well, yeah,
Exactly.
he kind of does, but
Mm.
there are
And
a bunch of reasons why.
everyone around him reacts to that. Dionysus, the queen, everyone reacts to that. Like, you're very suicidal. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. What is going on here?
Yeah.
Why are you like this?
And he did have quite a bunch of reasons, I would
Yeah,
say.
absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah,
I thought
right. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, the writing is great. I love the humor in Natasha Pulley's books. The banter between the characters, that's always really great.
Yeah.
So look forward to when you read the other ones, because it is so great.
Yeah, I really loved that. I really loved the way that, like, even when she was dealing with, madness and like, the different ways that people can mess each other up. I thought it was great the way she was always funny and always managed to have funny moments in there. And I thought it was really interesting the way that, someone else is also loving the sense of humor. Yeah, I think she's got a really dry wit, but really clever. And I love the way that, like, you could see how the whole concept of the way that their society, the way that their army structure, how that in and of itself messed him up, and like Helios doing the good thing and saying you're too young and I raised you and this is not right and can't, was a thing that like messed him up in a different way to how it would have if Helios hadn't done that, because it was like, but that's what we're supposed to do. That's how things are supposed to work. And so you're like turning me aside is like messing me up. But at the same time, it's like from a modern sensibility, we're like, no, but he did the right thing, because that's really messed up. But I can see how, it was just really interesting the way that was structured.
I like how those dynamics, to us, they would seem like, no.
Yeah.
But it is the way that it was. And I like how she doesn't shy away from topics that might be a little bit taboo in her book sometimes. And you can still think what you think, but you are still reading the book and enjoying it and knowing that she has set the context really well.
Yeah.
And I think that's always a very important thing too.
Definitely. Yeah. And it's like, it touched on this idea of like, this is what they did back then and this is what was normal. But actually, like, she was able to weave that in, but in a way that made us modern readers kind of go, okay, yes, like we said, like he did the right thing. So it's okay to root for their relationship because he went against the norm.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting. Hi, Baba. Hello. Sorry, my partner and Bob just got home, and baby's now on the floor looking at me and pointing at me and waving. Hello, gorgeous. That's what I was doing when, I don't know if anyone noticed, when we first went into the sprint and I wasn't reading. I was just sitting there going like this.
Yes.
Because Bob was sitting on the couch and he's just learned how to clap, so he's clapping all the time, and so I was clapping. We were both my partner and I were like clapping to him, being like, "Yay, you can clap." Are you clapping? Clapping? No. Hi, Baba. Yes, hello. Yeah, I'm a bit busy. Yeah. It's like,
Of course. It's so cute when they start learning how to do things and they do it all the time because they want to show you that yes, I learned this new thing. And then they forget about it for a while, and then yeah, it's great. I'm seeing that a lot with my niece. She's turning 1 in a few days, and I cannot believe it. It's like, how did the time go so fast? Yeah, it's incredible.
It's crazy, isn't it?
But anyway, back to the book. The other thing I really loved about the humor, I just remembered, is all his interactions with the Egyptian envoy person. That how he tries to explain their culture and their things to them, and how the Egyptians are so superior with their writing and their all of that. I thought was fantastic.
Yeah,
how they think of like Greece as like a backwater, poor people, whatever, and they are like magnificent. It's just great. I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, I thought that was fantastic too.
To think about too, like, yeah, they have hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Especially again with our modern context, knowing that Greece was like the Romans really looked up to the Greeks, and the Greeks became like the smarter chance, for want of a better way of putting it, of the ancient world, and to think of that as being like not what they were. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I thought that was really clever.
And what Dionysus says about the like all the record that's going to be left is like tax records and things like that, which is true. Like most of the writing that we have from those clay tablets and things it's kind of ironic how you think that they were writing so many things, and all that we have left are like tax records.
Yeah, it's really quite odd to think about, but
in hindsight. Yeah,
definitely. And it was really, I thought it was really clever. Like, just everything was clever the way, everything was clever the way that she did that. He's like, why aren't you coming over and picking me up?
Of course. Very confusing.
Yeah, like just very clever the way that she wove a lot of things that we now know, and like I guess we know now in hindsight, I guess, and the way that she kind of wove that in, like you said, Dionysus saying all they'll know is the tax records, and I thought it was really, really interesting. And I loved the Queen's character as well. I thought that it was really interesting the way she kept calling her Marvel, and saying that she was made of clockwork. And I thought that was a really interesting way of expressing like the way that she is, and how she kind of, her circumstances, did kind of turn her into just having to turn off her emotions and her feelings about things, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, the duality of like the clockwork on one side and the madness on the other, and how a human is supposed to have both.
Yes, so it was amazing. It was fantastic. And that was the whole point of the cult of Dionysus, obviously, was to let out that madness, because
it's not good to keep it in.
Yeah, and things had, like, Greek society had become so focused on order and on doing the right thing and living a certain way, and it's not good to have those moments of being able to just kind of have your emotions and let things out. And so that was the Papa, you're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, I think it's a really good reminder to everyone, really, that we should have moments to relax, let go, the catharsis, as it says at the end.
Absolutely.
It's super important. And a really good message of the book too.
Definitely. I mean, we don't all have to like go crazy and kill our children to achieve that.
No.
Hopefully none of us do that ever. But the idea that it's important to have those times where you can really let your hair down.
or be someone
Yeah.
else, like, by putting on that mask.
Yes.
I love the idea of the magic of the masks, and
Mm.
how all of it ties together with Phaedrus actually looking like Helios because he was wearing the visor, which was a mask all his life.
Yes.
Like all of that. But when the first time I got to that part in the book, I was like, of course, that makes so much sense. And yeah, that's what I meant before when I said that I think that the book is really well plotted. There's so many details that then she weaves together, and it's so well done.
Absolutely. And even down to like at the beginning of the book when he's talking about telling the story of finding of the baby and taking him and the baby to the
temple,
place, to the temple, and then him saying, I don't remember this. I only remember what Helios has told me about. And then, obviously later, then there being that confusion about, well, hang on, who am I actually?
Are you?
Did he actually do this? Am I actually the lost baby? And so on. And then how it all turned out was so clever.
So clever.
With the decoy and everything. Yeah, I thought that was really well done. I really loved it.
Really, by the time when I got to that part in the book the first time, I could not stop reading at that point. I was like binging it because I was like, I need to know, like, what is it?
Yes.
I was so confused.
I was a bit like that. Like last night, I was trying desperately to finish the book, and I didn't manage it. But obviously, yeah, I was a bit like that. I was like, oh my god, I have to know what I have to know. Did he do that? Did he not do it? And I had thought earlier when we first came across the priest called Phaedrus, I had thought then, wait a minute, did he do some kind of switch? But it hadn't occurred to me that he'd had a decoy and that there were 3 babies or 3 children. I thought that was really, really clever, the way that she did that. That was really well done.
So good.
Yeah. So just in general, obviously, Manny and I loved this book. I'm so sorry. I cannot remember your actual name, which I feel terrible about. Skeleton Key. Really love the sense of humor. Who else do we have here? I know people are jumping in on and off. Mr. Roro, are you still around? And let us know, is there anything in particular you really liked about the book? Or what you thought of it in general. And anyone else that is here can you let us know, is there a particular thing that you enjoyed? Is there anything you didn't enjoy? Anything that you Stina, I'm Nicatrix on Discord and Storygraph. Aha, awesome. Thank you. Sorry about that. I will try and remember that. I apologize. But yeah, please let us know if there was anything in particular that you really enjoyed about the book or didn't like about the book as well, because obviously just because Manny and I enjoyed it doesn't mean that you have to have enjoyed it. You're allowed to have a different opinion. I'll put up my thumb and the non-sore thumb. You know what to do. That's it. You roll. Occasionally he can roll, but occasionally he gets stuck. And like freaks out and is like, I can't roll, I can't fix things. Oh, I'm stuck on my tummy.
The arm is stuck.
Yep. Hang on a sec.
Right.
You're better. Just needed to move the cushion out of the way. Yeah, so let us know if there's anything in particular that you wanted to say about the book. But I feel like we've kind of probably not very far in yet. Actually, it's been a really rough week. Oh, for reading physical books. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope we haven't spoiled anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I feel like I've kind of said.
Yeah, I think so
everything
too.
I kind of wanted to say. So, hi, how are you? I know you didn't read the book, Jess, but hello. Thanks for jumping in and saying hello. But yeah, what was I going to say?
I don't know.
Oh, the books for next round. So the theme that I decided to go with was books released in 2024 that I should have read yet, should have already read. And I have my list in my phone because I do have a few of those. But I have a list in my phone of the books that I wrote down. So The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo.
I haven't read that one either.
Well, there you go. Dragon by Micaiah Lucia. The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. Or Study in Drowning by Ava Reid.
Oh.
So I will put all that in the Discord. So obviously, you know,
We can vote.
Yeah, you can vote for which one that you want. So Dragon Fruit is a Peloponnese. There's another mythology retelling, but it's a not Peloponnese. That's Greece still. It's a what is the word I'm looking for?
Raspberries.
This is terrible. I was not looking for the word raspberries. No. Rowan's giving baby raspberries. That's why he suddenly went raspberries, and I was like, "That's not the word."
That's not helpful. Yeah.
No, Polynesian. That's the word. That's the word I'm looking for. So yes, Dragon Fruit is a Polynesian mythology retelling.
Interesting.
But yeah, I basically just went through and was like, here's a bunch of books, and then it was like trying to pick books that are sorry. Rather than having like all fantasy or all myth retelling or something, I was trying to pick a few different ones so everyone can have kind of things that they're maybe a bit more interested in. So yeah, so The Familiar is a historical fantasy by Leigh Bardugo set in Spain. Dragon Fruit is a Polynesian mythology retelling. Well, it's by Micaiah Lucia. Well, it's mythology retelling about Polynesian myth. The Midnight Feast is a mystery thriller by Lucy Foley. And Study in Drowning is, I think, it's also a fantasy. I think kind of maybe a dark academia sound kind of.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, Reimagine, yes, correct, exactly. Oh, that was people saying they don't mind about spoilers. But
I think we were actually quite good at not actually spoiling the twists.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
For some reason, I wasn't intentionally not trying to spoil, but I think we did.
I think we did okay. Yeah. Even some of the things that we did kind of say.
Hint at, yeah. We didn't really say what was the truth. So.
True. Okay, so we have. I've already read one of them. Sounds good. Love Polynesian rap. Anything but the Midnight Feast. Okay.
All
so
right.
we have one goat against Midnight Feast. But yeah, I'll put all of that in the Discord and everyone can vote for which one they'd prefer to read. And I will close voting. Sorry. I will close voting next Sunday. So I'll let everyone know what the final book is. And then the live show will be sometime in September, towards the end of September. But yeah, so I'm quite happy to leave it there if you're happy to leave it there. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us and for reading with us, because that was quite a fun way of doing it. So maybe we should even replicate that happy accident. But yeah, anyway, I will... Oh. Cool. You're welcome. But yes, thank you, everybody. Have have a lovely rest of your day, evening, whatever.
I'm going to think about dinner now.
Fair enough. Sorry, I've got a little...
Yeah. It's a talking.
Yes, well, enjoy dinner or whatever else you're doing, wherever part of the world you are. Have a good lunch break, Jess. And yeah, thank you very much, and see you in the Discord, and see you in a few months. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for having me.